Hi, and thanks for watching this video about my Oric running dflat. Today I'm using the emulator because I was having too much trouble trying to get the sound levels right between the real Oric and my voiceover because it makes an absolute racket, the Oric does, with its built-in speaker. And the reason why it was a problem is because what I want to show you today is running ProTracker modules with the game in the foreground and the music in the background. So when I press F1 here, what you don't see is I'm picking the tape directory and picking a game, Tetris 2 from the games folder. And if I now load that up, what we'll see is this is the same game as Tetris.tap. Tetris 2 is simply replacing the background music with ProTracker files and the ProTracker player. So let's speed this up as we're in the emulator so that we don't have to wait for all of this. And it's just about finishes at 3C, and you can see it loading some of the modules there in the emulator window, and I'm sure you can hear the music now. So this is reflecting the same sound effects and music, or music anyway, as I implemented for the homebrew computer, but now for my Oric. So I can switch the music off, and then this basically disables the ProTracker, or I can switch it back on. And I know that there's something like a 25% hit on CPU by having the music constantly in the background. Let's see what that looks like when playing this Tetris game. So I'll press space, which is what fire is here, and if I drop the shapes down, you can see how fast that goes. So from the top, maybe let's have a look. Let's see if we can count it. 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000. So about 2 seconds. 1,000, 2,000. Not very scientific. 1,000, 2,000. But I think it's about 2 seconds with the ProTracker music in the background. So that might be a tiny bit slower than without the music going in the background. We'll have to see in a moment. We'll be able to compare. The other area where I can see the speed slightly slower is when the shape comes in from the next box. So that animation there with the green square, now the yellow L shape comes across. I think that feels a bit slower, but again, not tremendously so. And I think the music does add quite a bit of extra atmosphere, for want of a better term. So let's just see whether we can see the difference. So you see the blocks and the speed they come down. When I press down to just pull the block down faster, the shape is down as fast as possible. Let's just end this game. Not going to be able to get onto the high score table. I'm not going to do that because it will take too long. Okay, music is off, and all that happens when the music is switched off is that the interrupt under which the music player is running now just points to a return from subroutine. So none of the overhead of running the player is now happening during an interrupt. So let's play this without music, and let's see if we can do the drop test. 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000, 1,000, 2,000. I feel like it's a bit quicker. 1,000, 1,000, 2,000. See, I don't really get to the same two. And also I see a slight speedier animation coming in from the next window. So see the cyan, and then we see the blue L. See the green block. I think it's a bit quicker. You can only really tell when you're doing an A/B test like this. I think it's actually acceptable with a slowdown to get the sound effect. So let's just kill this off again. So yeah, it's a little bit slower, but not tremendously so. I would say it's worth it. So let's just kill the game here, and wanted to show you exactly what's going on here in the background. So turn the cursor back on and go to the monitor, and the Pro Tracker actually sits in location 7800 hex, and the first three locations are just vectors. So 4C 0978 is the initialization for a for a track that you want to play that's somewhere else in memory. 4C 2578 is to stop the music, and 4C 1978 is to resume the music, and then the rest of it is the code. So the first 9 locations in 7800 are just jump vectors. Now, then the music itself, I have loaded in 3 places. So one track is a short one, which is when you get the high score, and it's called compilation of you win underscore track 01. It's a very short little fanfare type thing. And then at 9B100 hex, I've got another track, and this track is the one that plays while you're deciding to start the game or not. So it's the attract music, and you can see that it just loads the Pro Tracker file into memory as raw binary. It doesn't strip out any of the metadata or anything like that. And then the final one is at 90,000, sorry, and that is the I need to D8000. There we go. And that is the popcorn track. So you can see the metadata shows popcorn. So that's the 3 tracks that the game plays depending on where you are. So yeah, that's the Tetris game. So hopefully that was interesting, and it shows the kind of thing that we can do with an Oric. It's not quite as smooth and as slick as on my homebrew computer, but you have to remember that that runs at 5.36 megahertz, so more than 5 times the speed of this Oric one, which only has a 1 megahertz 6502. So let's start the game so we can hear a little bit more of popcorn in its full glory, and I'll play the game for a little bit while we listen. Thanks for watching this video.